Hey everyone, chart review for today. Back on the PATS drug. I just can't, it's like a toxic relationship, right back to trading bats. Two wins today, one very good trade for me. One was again me trying to force a trade that I shouldn't be taking, but I'll get into that. So yeah, very slow, very low volume, choppy range, really difficult to sit and watch how slow it was. ATR was below 2 points at times. And I think when it hovers around two, it's just time to give up for the day. But in any case, I wasn't around for the open. But I came in, saw that we'd started to range, and overnight trend down, break new low, and start shopping here in the pre-market. The open comes. Technically a second entry long here. It's just we clip the EMA. We're going long into these highs, and maybe you're not really sure of this range top for now, where you might have more room to the range highs. I think it survives by one tick if you go for more than 4 ticks, so it does work. But yeah, for me, right after the open, I think I like to give the market a bit more time. And we then come down here in this channel, and I did notice this setup. So we come down here, first entry short, second entry short. And I didn't take it because, yeah, we might have overshoot here, plus we're very far from the EMA, and we might have this up, sorry, we might have this up channel here that needs to play out. It eventually works, however, but I wasn't 100% sure at the time. And we rocket up here, break new high again, finding resistance at the top here. Then we're very choppy in this correction, and here I started to doubt which way we were going because technically you have a higher low here, but I was thinking, yeah, we've had a break new high. We have resistance here at the range, so don't really want to be going long. And I saw this potential trade. It's like a triple test, multi-test. So we're hitting this resistance often and holding it very strongly. But the reason I didn't take it is because we held the EMA 3 times here after a break new high, and that often is a sign that we're going higher. Wasn't the case here, but could have been. But very shortly after I took my trade, my first one, we have this downtrend. First entry short, second entry short. And I went for 8 ticks, given the ATR. Got it fairly quickly, all in this one candle. And didn't get a runner. I think maybe it wasn't the day or the price action here to be going for runners. I think that's maybe something I would need to work on. Making sure of having the right conditions to go for a runner. If it's a strong trend day, of course, go for a runner, but extremely slow, messy days like this, maybe not. This setup was also a failed second entry long, so I've got first entry long, second entry long failure, so 2 setups in one. Nice trade, simple, no drawdown. We were off to a good start. Then we just, sideways action. A lot of times during the day, we had this really sideways, choppy action. I don't even look at the screen at that time. And we come down here, made a new low of this channel, right back to the top. This spiked up really quickly, maybe some news, maybe a tweet. And we do react there again. We're coming down. Marked this potential trade, so I wasn't at my desk. I took my dog for a walk around this hour. And it's first entry short, second entry short. Don't know if I would have taken it in real time because it's a range, so I prefer the narrower channels, and I've been stung so many times recently drawing wider channels where they don't exist. Like break new low and pretty much 2 measured legs. Almost. So don't know if I would have taken it in real time, but it is a very strong bar. Likely to have trapped bulls on these 2 green channel or 2 green candles. And you might, if you want to, draw a wider channel. And to be honest, I mean, it's a range, so I don't like. I remember you shouldn't draw the wider channels, but it actually does look like a very nice down channel. So maybe it was that, but the range took over and was stronger. In any case, we break below this range, and I marked this just as a potential Mac style trade. This one here, it's like a higher low. Maybe moved a bit too much for Mac, but if you are really believing in this range, you won't care about the EMA. Big strong bull bar, and yeah, you'll get a scalp very easily there back into the range. And there's a higher low that it pushes the price action up. Again, a potential trade here. If you are confident in this uptrend here, reset the count here, first entry long, second entry long, higher low, but doesn't trigger actually on the next bar, so likely to pull it there. And as it's so sideways, you're probably not going to give it a chance to trigger on the next bar, so maybe not one you would actually consider. Here's one that I hummed and awed about, and I even dropped an order, then took it away. So we have a correction here, first entry long, second entry long. And such a strong bull bar right off the trend channel, and Mac will mark the but a voice inside my head just said, yeah, we weren't back to the EMA. So I skipped it. And during this period of time, the candles were like, this was 5 minutes, 6 minutes of PA between this bar here and this one. It was so slow. If I got ticked in, I thought, well, if I'm going for 8 ticks, I need it to firstly pass this high, and I need it to push above this range top. Which it does it here. But I didn't think it was worth the risk, but lesson for next time. And yes, of course, I don't take it, so it eventually does find some energy and rockets up. And the next almost trade here for me was this one. Now, looking at it now, my candles changed because here I have a doji, and these 2 bars were pretty much identical. I had 3 doji bars like this, and then 1 leg down. That put me off taking this one because I've been caught here taking what's just a second entry long, but then it has 1 leg of correction and wants another good leg of correction. But here we have a first entry long here, and with how these candles are, maybe you argue that that's a nice leg like that, but this was tempting. We have a break new low of this correction, closes right on its high. But again, I just was doubting whether I had enough room here. The highs. You're expecting a new high of this uptrend, and we get it. So again, coulda, shoulda, woulda. But at the time, just the market was just moving so slow. Such a low ATR that I skipped it. Then we do find another push out here. Again, I don't know if it was news or a tweet, but we move up, and here's my bad trade of the day. We have as an up channel, and we get a very wide first entry long, second entry long. Now, I don't know if it's because I decided not to take this trade and it worked, didn't take this trade and it worked. I was looking for a reason to get in and take a second trade of the day. And I convinced myself that this was like a Thomas Wade style double bar entry. So Thomas Wade will teach, if the first bar isn't so good, if you got another second bar, you can take it on the second bar. And I made mistakes here. I mean, I shouldn't be taking the setup as a shit setup. But technically second entry long. And instead of dropping a limit order on where the actual second entry occurred, I put it one tick above this candle. You'll see on the ES chart it didn't trigger, but on the MES it did trigger here. And immediately ticked me in and dropped all the way here. And yeah, I was already telling myself what a clown idiot for having taken this setup. It's not even a setup, or at least it could be a D setup. And we sat in this trade for what felt like hours, but I think in the end it was, I went for 6 ticks because of the ATR. So I must have got out on this bar here. 15. So yeah, 17-minute trade, which for PATS scalping is an eternity. And yeah, we were just up and down like this. And one point I think on this bar, eventually moved my stop to break even +1 because it was getting to 4 or 5 ticks in profit and reversing. And for such a bad setup, it wasn't worth sitting through all that stress. But it didn't take my break-even stop out. It went to the take profit of 6 ticks. Again, this time I didn't go for a runner because I thought this is such a bad trade. It's the ATR is so slow. Just take the 6 ticks on all 5 micros and call it a day. Which was a good decision. We could have got 3 points of a runner, nothing really. Before it comes back. And then yeah, we just I took the rest of the day out there, got my get out of jail free card, and yeah, the market chopped around a bit more. I think for people that really like trading ranges, this might have been a good day. And there was a few if, buts, maybes there that maybe I should have had more confidence on this one. Especially this one, maybe this one as well, to take before jumping into a really bad setup. And I think that's a lesson for me, is that I will sit here and complain about PATS style trading, the strategy, and I can't complain about the strategy if I'm not applying it well. If I'm taking shit trades, that's on me, it's not on the strategy. So that's where I need to change on trade selection. But again, I think it was me thinking I need to get a second trade, I need to get this account out of drawdown, and just bad emotional play. But I'm happy with this trade, actually. Happy with first trade. Very nice read, I think. Nice setup. And I just need to stick to those type of trades and not these type of setups where I just make up a reason to enter and then sit and stress for 20 minutes. So thankfully, yeah, 2 wins, 2 small scalps with the 5 micros I'm using. Account slowly getting out of the drawdown that I put it in on the first day. So I might be able to size up to a mini soon. But maybe I'll just take this week slow on micros, and then start May with yeah, a mini again. So back on PATS, and quite happy with my read today. I had lost confidence in my chart reading skills. Trade selection today was good, then bad, but more happy with my chart reading today. And yeah, hopefully it continues. So thanks for tuning in again, and I hope you had a nice weekend, and see you tomorrow. Bye.